So you may remember that the system will give you a report about whether or not there were issues with your data. So it'll pop up a green box if your data was submitted and a yellow or red box if there were errors. Let's take a look at how that works and how the system is catching errors. So I'm going to open a file that I made some errors in. This is a visit for 4 clients. And I've created a few different types of errors here that you're likely to encounter. So the first type of error that we have is that the gender and pregnancy don't make sense together. So here's a male person marked as pregnant. That really doesn't make any sense. Next up, we have someone with a stimulant use disorder marked as having initiated treatment, and we'll just drive that home there. Next up, we have a value that doesn't match our data dictionary. So this just says opioids, and let's take a look at our data dictionary. And we see that for stimulant use disorder diagnosis, opioids isn't going to cut it. So that won't get accepted. We've also got an MLUD type that's not going to get accepted. So there's a lot of problems here, right? And just to kind of layer it on, why don't we take one of the clients we've seen before and we'll put the wrong date of birth in. So let's take Emily Richards and say that she's coming in for another visit, and say that her birthday is 1/3/1990, and just take a look at what that might do. Okay. So we've got our different issues. I'm just going to highlight them one more time so that you can take a look. So we've got a couple things that don't make sense together. We've got a couple things that don't match our data dictionary. And we'll just clear off this formatting. And then we have one where the birthday is going to get rejected. So let's just take a look at what all of that will look like when we submit it. So we'll close this file. We'll go to our data portal. We'll hit been here before, upload data, just to skip right to the important part. And we're going to hit visit one for 4 clients. It's 5 clients now, but that's fine. We'll hit open and we'll hit submit. Oh no, we've got an error report. So we can work through this. So let's go ahead and pull up our data and let's fix it. So first up, row 2, Anthony Patterson, marked inconsistent gender and pregnancy values. At this point, you should go back to your data and check and see where the error is. We can't tell you which one's wrong. We can just tell you that they don't make sense together. And so let's say I pull up my system and I see, oh, Anthony's male. He's not pregnant. Okay, great. Next up, in row 4, substance use disorder diagnosis must match data dictionary values. Oh, right, I hit opioids. Sorry, I was moving a little fast. Give me a minute. And then you can just pull up your data dictionary and say, when I wrote opioids, I meant this, and paste that right in there. Next up, row 6, MLUD type must match data dictionary values. Let's see. It's row 6, and that's bupe. Oh, right, yeah. He got transmucosal buprenorphine, right? So let's give him this mono or combination product here, and we're just going to paste that right in from the dictionary. Okay, great. Okay, row 7, Emily Richards' date of birth is not consistent with the registry value, which is 1/30/1990. Huh, well, what did I type here? Oh, yeah, let me fix that. And you might double check it against your machine at that point and make sure that the system doesn't have the wrong value. But assuming that you've got the right value in the system, you fix it in your file and you just hit enter. Okay, now row 3 has a couple more problems. It looks like we've got something wrong with our substance use disorder diagnosis and the MLUD initiation. So let's go back to row 3. Here's row 3, and we see that there's a stimulant use disorder. Oh, right, they can't start treatment if they have stimulant use disorder. That must have been for someone else. So let's go ahead and put no, not applicable here, or you can even leave it blank. Let's leave it blank. That works just fine too. So I think we've now addressed all of our errors. Here's the last one in row 3. And this last one was, again, for the substance use disorder and MOUD type. So I think we should be good. We can save our data, close it, come back here, hit done, and then click upload data again. And we'll just try again and see if we caught all of our errors. And we did. So it's uploading 5 clients into the system and 6 visits. And the reason it's only 5 clients but 6 visits is that Emily Johnson was already a client in our system. We just added an extra visit for her. So here are our clients. We've got a few new ones that were added. And then Emily Richards, my mistake. Emily Richards wasn't added anew, but she did get a new visit. So why don't we take a look at Emily's new visit? And so there we go. We've got visits for her and everything has been fed in as expected. So when we have our data going in, one thing that we want to do is just make sure that we download the data when we're done, because sometimes, depending on how your agency works, all of those corrections I just made, they might not make it back to your home computer where you keep all of your like final information. You might have like saved this export file and then you fix it to get it fed into the system and you don't think about it again. So we want you to treat the core portal as a repository for your data that you are frequently downloading from. So we'll download that data right back down. And we're going to get all the data that we wanted for this agency that we just submitted. So this is going to be a mix of data that we submitted through the web portal and data that we downloaded. Sorry, that we uploaded. But that's okay. It doesn't really matter where it came from. All that matters is that it's in the system and that it's undergone some checks for accuracy and consistency. So if you want to run your own reports or come up with anything for core, just make sure that you're using this verified and validated data. And it's taking me a minute to open it. I think I've got something. Oh, there we go. So here we go. This is the data that we just pulled out of the system. And you can see it unites everything that we fed in. We have our random client we created. We have our client that we created on the system and uploaded records for as well. We've got all sorts of stuff going on there. And it's just a really useful place to keep track of everything. So we recommend that you routinely download your data after you've fed in new data uploads.